This is the podcast, Wide Open Spaces with Elise, the fiery redhead. You can listen to this podcast anywhere you love listening to your favorite podcast. Go to wideopenspaceswithelise.com. Elise is spelled Ilise. Now let's listen, let's talk, and let's evolve together. Well, thanks, guys, for joining me here today. I'll do a little plug in the beginning. Why? Because I'm allowed to. I just published my first book called A Wanderlust Within, A Journey to Self-Discovery by Elise Litwin. You can get it at Barnes & Noble, Amazon, anywhere you love buying your favorite books. Even some little private bookstores are now selling my book, so it's quite exciting. Now to the downloads of my podcast. Every week I like to shout out where the most downloads come from all over the world. So I'm going to have to go with number one again, the United Kingdom. We've got Spain, we've got France. We now have added Colombia and Mexico to the highest downloads, kind of tied between them. So I want to shout out, thanks for listening to me. I really do appreciate it. We all can learn from each other. Send me comments. Go to my social media, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Threads, TikToks. You know the drill. Go make some comments there. Look for my different posts. And don't forget to hit that love button. Now, this is episode number 165. And I'm doing this episode because it is Suicide Prevention Month. And as a mental health, self-care, self-motivation podcast, I would be remiss if I didn't focus on this extremely, extremely important topic. And the title of this podcast is It's Okay to Not Be Okay. Now, I did a podcast on this years ago. I believe it was actually during COVID when things were really unstable in the world. And I wanted to refocus on it again because I know when I talk to people and they hear the saying, it's okay to not be okay, it makes people stop and think, wait a minute, it's okay to not be okay? I mean, let's be real. We're drilled into us that we have to keep moving, we have to keep going, and we have to let things roll off our back, and we're so busy we don't have time to deal with the important things in life. And they can build and they can create mental and emotional instability in our lives. And the buildup of all of this for many, depending on their life circumstances, tragedies, trauma, not fitting in, can feel very helpless and hopeless. And before I move on, I want to say three numbers: 988. If you know someone who is helpless, hopeless, having suicidal thoughts, or if that person is you, dial 988 crisis line. I know someone personally who 988 saved their lives. And if you are there for someone who you see going through it, bring them to a hospital, reach out to their therapist, or dial 988. There's also a lot of other crisis lines that are out there. And I want to get all this in the beginning before I move into a coping mechanism that I think is just a great form for anybody, no matter what you're going through. So as I did my research, and yes, I love to do research because, well, I haven't been in college in a long ass time. Things change, things evolve, and so I did a little bit of my research. But the first thing that popped up on my phone, it was almost like, you know how they say you think the phones are listening to us, Alexa's listening to us? Well, I kind of felt this way because as I was doing research, this pops up on my phone. It's a quote. People don't fake depression. They fake being okay. Remember that. Be kind. This was Robin Williams, who did take his own life because he had a illness that would change everything about him, who he was, how he was in his comedy and in his family and in his personal life. And so I thought it was quite poignant, and I wanted to share that with you. People don't fake depression, they fake being okay. Remember that. Be kind. Robin Williams. So, as I was doing my research and looking for other crisis hotlines or things that people could utilize, because I am a voice of information, I came across a website that I really found quite interesting. The title of it is Songs That Saved My Life. And you can get these songs, this title songs that have saved my life, Spotify, on Amazon. And I want to read you the mission that's on their website. Songs That Saved My Life is a brand centered around music that played a pivotal role in the lives of artists and fans that benefits mental health and suicide prevention charities. Everyone has music that has helped them through a tough time. Songs That Saved My Life looks to engage current artists with cover versions of those songs and share those stories with the world. Currently, this project benefits Crisis Text Line, Hope for the Day, the Trevor Project, and To Write Love on Her. There's actually a website of songs that have saved people's lives. We know that many people in show business struggle, and a lot of artists write books about their struggles. They write songs about their struggles. And music is something that we all tap into. Music sings the words of our lives. And in times of despair, music can also be a tool to help us cope, to help us get through difficult times. Another thing that I came across, and you just don't know about things until you start researching, and you think, oh, I work in the mental health field and I may know a lot. But then there's these new innovative things that come out that just amaze me. Pandora has a community, overcoming suicidal thoughts, attempts, and depression. It's a community that you can join on Pandora, where people talk about what is going on with them, find others that can relate, others and how they coped and how they were dealing with things. And sometimes when people are in despair, this group has helped them to hang on to life, to look for help, to want to pull their head above water from drowning. And so these are just a couple things that I personally found that I didn't even know that existed. And obviously in the mental health field, I've interviewed people, I've had clients who have had suicidal thoughts, yet I didn't know about these two things. Songs That Saved My Life, a whole website on it. Amazon and Spotify have the song compilation of all these songs that artists have done. And then the Pandora community, overcoming suicidal thoughts, attempts, and depression. I'm sure there's more out there. Do your research. Find the help. It's all about using your voice. It's okay to not be okay. Yet many people hide that they're not okay. They put on this facade that everything is great or good or okay, but they're not okay. And you know who I'm talking about here. You know if you've seen someone been in the despair of feeling helpless and feeling hopeless. And maybe that's been you. Maybe that is you. And please, through my words, if this is you, pick up that phone. Reach out. There's help out there. It's okay to not be okay. But fight for yourself. Fight for your life. There can be hope. There can be a way to pull yourself out of the hole that you find yourself in, so deep and so dark. And this is why we have Suicide Prevention Month, to make people aware who are struggling, or if you have someone that you know have struggled. I've had in my life a family member that I literally have had to drive to a mental health unit because they expressed suicidal thoughts to me. And so you may not personally be in that space, but you may know people who have been there, who are there, or who will be there in the future. And you're educating yourself. Now, the coping mechanism that I'm going to talk about, I alluded to a little bit in the beginning, is something that you can use. Set aside the thoughts of people who are struggling and helpless, and hopeless. But we all get a little depressed. We all have anxiety. We all fall into that not being okay times in our lives. It could be on a daily basis, a weekly basis, or maybe it's just the flows, the ebbs and flows of how your life is occurring and moving and unexpected life situations. And the one thing is music. I talk about music a lot. One, I love it. I have music in my life every single day. I sit in my office, the music is on. I sit in the car, the music is on. I'm sitting outside in nature, the music is going through my earbuds. I love music. Who doesn't love music? But I use music as a tool, not just for pure enjoyment. Now, as a recreational therapist, when I worked in the hospital and outpatient setting, we used music in various ways. There's a profession, a licensed profession called music therapy. They are a music therapist. They use lyrics, they use instruments with their clients to help them with mental health issues, anxiety, depression, bipolar disorder, suicidal thoughts. Music is so powerful. Music therapy focuses on helping you with your mental health. Trauma can be addressed in music therapy and helps you work on your social skills. It can be individual sessions, it can be group sessions, it can be you and your friends just getting together and using music as a form of therapy. But this is what music therapists do. It's a clinical practice that takes music with a therapeutic relationship and combines them together. When I was really young, at my very first job, our music therapist went on maternity leave. And, well, of course, the hospital wasn't going to hire someone else because she would be coming back in a few months. So they asked the recreational therapist to go and take up that music therapy time. And honestly, if I was musically talented, I probably would have went back to school to become a music therapist. When I went in, I wanted to use music still. I was working on the cancer wellness unit. I was working with the adolescents and the pediatrics doing some of these groups. And I didn't want to eliminate the music because the music therapist was out on maternity leave. And so this is kind of where my love for music therapy. I didn't do music therapy. I wasn't a music therapist. But as a recreational therapist, I used music to motivate our group topic with these clients. And a big thing that I would love to do is play music, hand out the lyrics to the music, listen to it, ask what their opinions were, how the music made them feel, what thoughts that it evoked. Did it lift their mood? Did it bring them down? What was it sparking with inside of them? And then I would take away the music and we would read the lyrics. And I do this a lot in my podcasts based on a topic, if there's a song that I feel relates to the topic of the podcast. And so this is what I would do with these lyrics. And then I would bring in different musical instruments that you would use in a group setting. And we would add our own music and feelings as I would have them read a part of the lyrics and how those lyrics made them feel. Did they play loud music? Did they play soft music? Did they hit the drum fast? Did they hit the drum slow? What were they feeling as they read these lyrics? And so my love for what a music therapist does, I admire them. I think it is such a wonderful profession. And so, as I have always done, I am going to share a song by Shawn Mendes called In My Blood. I'm only going to share parts of it with you to show you how someone, an artist's lyrics can reach out to someone who is feeling hopeless, helpless, depressed, in a dark place, having so much anxiety, that you can't focus, that you can't calm down, that you just want to feel quiet. And so I'm going to use this song and part of the lyrics, and you can go and listen to the music and the full song on your own time. I wish I could do that here, but I want to move on and I want you to go research yourself, basically. I'm always asking you to do a little bit work. So that would be my, assignment for you, is to go listen to this song, go find some other songs that you feel represent what your mood is today. And if you need a song that you need to lift your spirits because you're feeling sad, like today, I'm feeling sad. I had a friend who unexpectedly passed away. And so I'm feeling sad. And I've been playing a lot of Taylor Swift music, a little bit of Tom Petty, things that make me lift my mood. I'm using the music to give my brain a break from the sadness that I've experienced and witnessed in my friends and family. And so use music as a tool. So let me read you a part from Shawn Mendes' song, In My Blood. I'm looking through my phone again, feeling anxious, afraid to be alone again. I hate this. I'm trying to find a way so that I can breathe. Is there somebody who could help me? It's the walls are caving in. Sometimes I feel like giving up. No medicine is strong enough. Someone help me. I'm crawling in my skin. Sometimes I feel like giving up, but I just can't. It isn't in my blood. It isn't in my blood. I need somebody now. I need somebody now. Someone to help me out. I need somebody now. Help me. It's like the walls are caving in. Sometimes I feel like giving up, but I just can't. It isn't in my blood. It isn't in my blood. Pretty powerful, right? The depths of depression, of despair, of loneliness, trauma, of anger. And our brain takes us there sometimes, no matter how strong we think we are. But as he said, it isn't in his blood to give up. And I believe everyone out there who knows someone who has witnessed it, who is currently experiencing it, that it isn't in your blood. It isn't in your blood to give up. And I know it may be hard and it may be sad, but it isn't in your blood. So reach out for help. Sometimes we can't do it on our own. We need help. Family members, friends, and of course, certified licensed professionals and hotlines. Those hotlines will sit on the phone with you and they will talk to you and they will rationalize with you and they will get you the help that you need. Try not to fall into the pit of despair. Try to keep your head above water by reaching out for help and telling yourself, it is not in my blood. It is not in my blood to give up, to let go, to want to end things. It is not in my blood. Tell yourself that. And that can be used in anything in life. Grief, trauma, loss of a job, loss of a relationship, a divorce. We all can go to those dark places in our minds. And it's part of life. It's okay to not be okay. It's okay to have those ebbs and flows and those ups and downs. But it's not in your blood to give up. It's in your blood to seek help, to help yourself, to nurture yourself, to take care of yourself. I know you all have that ability. It's not in your blood to give up. And you might think I'm going to sound like a broken record if you are one of my listeners. But I can't help to think of Jelly Roll's song, I'm Not Okay. I am not okay. I'm barely getting by. I'm losing sleep at night. What does this do when you are someone, no matter what it is? It could be money problems. It could be having difficulty with your children. You could be a teenager and your parents aren't understanding you. And it makes you not okay. But by listening to music and connecting with the artists and their words and the melodies, it does something. You connect. You feel like you're not alone. He's saying, I am not okay. And you're saying, I'm not okay either. But then look at him doing concerts around the country, spreading his message that it's okay to not be okay and you can still survive. And that's the power of music. It, to me, is magic because it represents every aspect, every time period in your life. And it also can save someone from wanting to harm themselves. That's how powerful music is. And when you listen to my theme song, that was made just for me by someone who knows me well and knows the artists I like to listen to and kind of knows what I was looking for. Because I wanted when my listeners first hear my music to go, that's got a little bit of an upbeat tone. Not too loud, not too soft. Almost like the anticipation, like I want to hear what this person has to say or what this podcast is about. So just that musical intro can create those feelings, can create what I would love for the people just to keep listening, to draw them into my podcast, to be curious to see what I am about. And so use music Use it in your life. I'd like to share that I am going away for 2 weeks, but you will not miss me. I am going, not going to tell you where yet, but I am going on a great adventure. And I will be doing podcasts from there. I will be doing some blogging from there, some live things that you'll see on social media. I'll post some things on YouTube. I'm going on a real life adventure, something I never thought I would ever do. And I'm scared and I'm excited of the unknown. I'm doing something that, well, I never thought I would actually do. And I'm going to keep you waiting in suspense because I obviously want you to tune in to my next podcast or read my next blog or to go to my social media. Follow me. My book is Wanderlust Within, a journey to self-discovery, about finding yourself, about working through those difficult things that I talked about in life. My stories, what people I know, their stories. But there's also a wanderlust that's external for us, that wanderlust of travel. And travel isn't just about being bougie and being able to go where you'd like to go. Travel's about learning, opening up your eyes to the way other people live and the way other people do things, looking at other cultures and taking it in so that you can grow and you can evolve. And so I hope that you're purchasing Wanderlust Within, a journey to self-discovery, but you're going to now experience my Wanderlust Within through travel and the adventures that I'm about to go on in the next 2 weeks. And I have a feeling you're going to be just excited as I am when you get to listen and see my adventure. Well, check out where this fiery redhead will be next week. Remember, positive thoughts always create positive energy. Go out and explore all those wide open spaces in your world. You know that I will be. And really, I appreciate you listening to me today. Take care of yourself. It's okay to not be okay. Life is life. But let's live our lives. Let's save our lives. And let's breathe. Ciao.